Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having a Taurus Sun and Taurus Venus in a natal chart. Now, first off, if you have with the Taurus Sun, your basic fundamental character may be persistent, patient, persevering, trustworthy, steadfast, and loyal. Now, with your Venus, being in the same sign, you may express those same qualities in your relationships. You may be very persistent, loyal, and steadfast in matters of the heart. So this could be an extremely, persistent, loyal personality, and having, being given that the basic character and the attitude, toward relationships are very much, the same, and, being very loyal in this way, as far as the basic character, the true self, and, again, matters pertaining to one's relationships. This is somebody that likely, doesn't really want to let people down, and tries to stay, true to what they say. If they say they're going to do something, they're generally going to stick with it. Now, of course, you got to look at conjure indicators in the chart. Somebody that has a Taurus Sun and Taurus Venus, but let's say has a more, changeable ascendant, such as like Gemini or Pisces, things could be, modified, to some degree, and the person may outwardly not be, nearly as, reliable as what their true self would be. In this case would be the Taurus Sun. Now, the thing is, again, the person may be very loyal and steadfast in matters of the heart. If the Sun conjuncts Venus, there may be intense drive and motivation in doing what is enjoyed. And with Venus and Taurus, what the person may enjoy may simply be generating money, expressing their likely good financial acumen, accumulating possessions, resources, doing things with persistence, and could be doing something Taurus related, whether it be something with geology or carpet laying, architecture, agriculture, gardening, something connected with art, banking, finance, as some examples. Now, if the Sun conjuncts Venus, there may be intense love and enjoyment for doing what the person wants. And again, with the Sun in astrology is about our basic wants. So, the person may want, again, it could be, just simply generating money, accumulating possessions, resources, wanting creature comforts, wanting peace, stability, wanting to do, things in a very, persistent and methodical manner, enjoying just peace and stability, scenic beauty, I would say, could be something too. And also, too, if Venus does conjoin the Sun in one's chart, they have the Taurus Sun conjunct their Taurus Venus, the relationships may really play an integral role in one's life. And, with Venus and Taurus, one or more of those people in relationships may actually be a Taurus Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that are, again, persistent, patient, persevering, loyal, trustworthy, steadfast, stolid, impassive, quiet, peaceful, but at the same time may also be stubborn, obstinate, materialistic, and avaricious as well. And another thing, too, if the Sun comes before Venus in the natal chart, matters pertaining to the self may often take priority and precedence over others, over relationships. Now, if it's the other way around and Venus comes before the Sun, then the relationships may often take priority and precedence over matters pertaining to the self. And when I'm talking about, the Sun before Venus or Venus before the Sun, I'm talking about degrees. Now, let's say if, somebody has the Sun in Taurus at 8 degrees and Venus in Taurus at 17 degrees, then the Sun would be positioned before Venus, of course. Now, let's say if Venus is in Taurus at 8 degrees and the sun in Taurus is at 17 degrees, then that would mean that Venus would be posited before the sun. Now, also, too, this could be a person that is exceptionally, and again, persistent, loyal, and steadfast. He or she may bring those qualities into those relationships that embody the same traits. So what's good about this combination is that, okay, you have the sun in Taurus with the basic character being very loyal and steadfast, and he or she could bring those qualities in the relationships, and then in turn, those connections can be ones that are very persistent, loyal, trustworthy, and steadfast. Now, of course, you got to look at contraindicators, modifying influences in a natal chart. I mean, if let's say if the Venus is in the 12th house as an example, or even if it makes an adverse aspect to Neptune, it could indicate that the relationships may be a little bit harder to gauge, and there may be more deception and duplicity in connection with them than otherwise indicated. And now, another thing, about this combination is that the person may be, very methodical, plotting, and deliberate in taking action in the relationships. Now, the sun is about our actions. So, the thing about this is, Taurus sun is generally slow and deliberate in terms to act on things, and that can include the relationships as well. And even Taurus Venus by itself, I would say, can be deliberate in plotting in terms of, the relationships. They may really try to, gauge things for a while and try to see, before taking action, really understand and see what these people are about, because Taurus energy is very, prudent and cautious, being an earth sign. And Taurus energy is about, wanting, when Taurus energy makes a move, it wants to accomplish something. And Taurus, especially like a Taurus sun, as an example. So anyway, is that another thing about this combination is that the person may want peace, stability, and creature comforts. Again, the sun is about what we want, and at the same time, enjoy and value these things. Enjoyment and what one values is, Venus. And this combination may have exceptional financial acumen. The sun and Taurus, they can have a good understanding. The sun is about our conscious, and the consciousness, what's conscious and our awareness. So, naturally the sun and Taurus can have a good awareness and understanding of how to make, as far as generating income and making money. Now, Venus and Taurus is an excellent position in terms of making money. Venus is, is connected. It rules money. Venus is in its dignity in Taurus, and Taurus is the sign connected with money. So you understand Venus and Taurus can have good financial acumen. So this could be a very good combination in terms of making money and generating income. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.